Artoria gazes at everyone with a faint smile, causing Mordred's eyes to widen in surprise.
May I come in?
Sure, please, come in, Artoria.
Disbelief and shock ripple through the room as everyone stares at Artoria. Medusa watches her with concern, standing guard by Gana's side.
Saber.
Mordred swiftly pulls out a chair from the dining table, gesturing for Artoria to sit.
Artoria, I thought you
Disappear? Thanks to you, there are two versions of me.
Two versions of you? What do you mean?
Artoria spills the entire story, recounting how she managed to find her way to Gana's house. She withholds nothing, sharing every memory, including the intimate moments with Ciro. It takes time for Gana to grasp, but he eventually realizes that this is his mistake.
I see. This is my mistake. I didn't anticipate things would end up like this. I apologize, Artoria.
I don't need your apology, I need an answer. Who am I actually? This is your doing, Gana, and I demand an answer.
I don't know what to say.
I just need to know who I am. Why am I drawn to Ciro? Why do I carry memories with him that I believe are not mine? Father.
I am trying to figure it out, right now. All I can think is that the place where you met Ciro and yourself is not Avalon. It is perhaps a dream world. Avalon is a beautiful realm with fierce wars among many clans.
And how is Merlin able to be in that dream world?
He is still an incubus. Tampering with dreams or altering them was his playground.
That is not helping, Gana. I need to know, who am I? Father, enough. Please, Father, Gana just recovered. He is doing his best to answer your question.
Alright, let me think. First, you went to that place, and there you met Ciro and the other Artoria. It all happened because of my second phrase when I used the scroll. Then Merlin managed to send you back to this world?
Isn't it similar to Iudex Dominus? Iudex Dominus? Oh, it's the other me, the Mordred from Gana's original world. What? The other you from his original world?
It's not quite the same, Mordred. In her realm, I was a spirit while my physical body was here. Artoria's case is...
Gana falls silent for a moment, struggling to explain Artoria's situation.
You are still alive?
What do you mean?
It didn't break the legend at all. The legend states that King Arthur didn't die in battle. He went to Avalon to recover and will return to Britain once again in the future.
Gana looks at Artoria with confusion.
It didn't break the legend.
Then who am I, Gana?
You are Artoria Pendragon, who fights the Jinn alongside us. That is my final answer. There is only one version of you, reliving the same events repeatedly. That's why you vividly recall the moment when I utilized the scroll to end your life. Based on your story, you've experienced the same cycle 5 times, and this is the 5th time. All I can think is that the place where you met Ciro and yourself is not Avalon. I don't believe they are real people.
Not real people?
The fact that Merlin roams freely, unconfined in the tower, suggests those are merely his pocket dream worlds. I don't know Merlin's motives. Regarding why you find yourself stuck in a loop, it's likely because the Holy Grail no longer extends beyond the 5th Holy Grail War. All ancient artifacts stop functioning after Medea overlaps the rules in our final battle.
Artoria looks down, somehow dissatisfied with the answer Gana provided.
Artoria, is it because of your memories with Ciro? And seeing him with Rin, does that bother you?
Dear, I think that's enough for today. You need.
I'll talk to Ciro on your behalf. I'll explain everything, and I admit this is my mistake. He'll understand.
You want me beg Ciro through you?
No, I'll beg Ciro. I know you want to return to him, and I understand it will be hard, but that's all I can do. If you belong at Ciro's side, then, you should be there.
They all fell silent. Mordred glanced at everyone and decided to break the tension.
Father, did you know that I and Medusa married to Gana? Huh? You what? Both of you? How? When? Yeah, that is one of the shock therapy information for you. Besides, what's that smell? King Arthur hasn't taken a shower yet? My king, you must freshen up, show some class among these subjects. I will tell you everything while we are taking shower together.
Mordred tried to pull Artoria toward the bathroom.
Mordred, what are you doing? You need to shower and rest, you must be tired. Hey, Medusa, cook up something delicious for the king. I don't have enough time to cook, I think we should just order some food. Great idea, order a feast worthy of King Arthur. Mordred, enough.
Mordred led Artoria to the bathroom. Ganas smiled as he observed the scene.
Mordred is quite the icebreaker.
Because she can break the icy atmosphere, just like before?
Nope, because icebreaker ships tend to get stuck in Antarctica, just like her brain.
Medusa chuckled at Ganas' joke and proceeded to order food over the telephone. As night fell, and dinner was served late, they all gathered at the dining table, which was already adorned with a variety of dishes.
What's up with your face?
Oh, just your typical Pendragon family theatrics.
Gana looks confusedly at Artoria.
Mordred claimed she was going to scrub my back, but she sneakily kept running her hand between my legs. Naturally, I had to give her a good slap.
Seriously, Mordred?
Hey, look at the table. These look delicious. Let's eat.
Amidst the delightful dinner, Mordred, with her mouth full, regaled everyone with her humorous anecdotes, skillfully diverting the conversation away from the awkward atmosphere. Between bites, Mordred shared her escapades.
Can you believe it? I yell at her. You detest me. The child of a witch? She seemed to be talking in the distance, but I couldn't hear a thing. I was just like, huh? Suddenly, she fell silent, and bam! Rongomaniad pierced me. I expected an answer, but she decided to kill me first and talk later. Before I died I said, Father, but actually I wanted to say, Father, what the hell are you saying, before I died, but I didn't have the strength to continue. You want me to yell at you like you do to me? Imagine, you, Father, leading an army and saying gently, charge. The knights behind you are like, huh? Did the king say something? One guy says, I heard the king say, Chuck. And the other knight asks, Chuck who? The first one replies, chuck out these nuts, and the Saxon dies laughing from afar.
Artoria chuckled, and soon, that chuckle turned into hearty laughter. Everyone joined in, with Mordred patting Artoria's back a bit too hard.
Mordred, what kind of story did you just come up with? It happens, Father, just ask Chuck. Chuck who? Chuck out these nuts?
Laughter echoed once again.
Father, eat everything. Don't leave anything, we didn't leave leftovers for breakfast. Medusa is an excellent cook, and her coffee blend is amazing. Oh really? I can't wait to try. I can make you a coffee if you want, Artoria.
No, Artoria is tired. She needs to rest. If she drinks coffee, she'll stay up all night.
Alright then. Oh, I have a story to share, the legend surrounding me as a deemed monster. You know the one where I turn brave warriors into stone? The snake woman tale, yes. Well, I have two sisters who always bullied me, so I retreated to a spooky and lonely isle where no one dared to step foot. I see. Despite my monstrous appearance, brave warriors kept coming, trying to slay me. I even prayed to God to keep humans away from this isle. Imagine taking refuge in a place no one wanted to venture, keeping silent in my cave, yet those warriors persisted. Why do they keep coming? Did you spread pamphlets into people's houses? No, it turns out my sisters placed a welcome doormat in front of my cave. No wonder people kept coming.
Artoria chuckled at Medusa's amusing stories. She couldn't believe the calm and collected Medusa was sharing such jokes.
Honey, it's your turn to share a story.
Alright, it's not a story, but my father once asked me this. I'll ask all three of you, which is heavier, 1 kilogram of iron or 1 kilogram of cotton?
After a moment of pondering, they realized it was a trick question. Mordred boldly raised her hand and gave an amusing answer.
1 kilogram of iron is heavier than 1 kilogram of cotton.
You see, Artoria, one of your knights can't even handle simple math.
Artoria, almost answering the same as Mordred, decided to play along with Gana.
Yes, I'm embarrassed to have a knight like her. But what's the real answer, Gana? It's the same, Artoria. Huh? Oi. Everyone knows that iron is heavier than cotton. Yes, true, but the weight is the same, both are 1 kilogram. So the answer is the same.
Mordred, still confused, and Artoria, catching onto the trick question, chuckled at Mordred's bewilderment.
I don't understand.
Alright, maybe this will help. You throw 1 kilogram of iron and 1 kilogram of cotton to the air, and then they fall to the ground. Which one will hurt the most?
Cotton? It must be iron. I go with Artoria, it is iron.
It's your feet. The iron falls to the ground and hits your feet, so your feet will hurt the most. But if Mordred throws them to the air, the iron might hit her head instead.
Laughter filled the air once again, and Artoria laughed until tears streamed down her face. Mordred observes the vibrant joy in Artoria's laughter, finding herself addicted to her laugh. Eager for more, she pleads with Ghana.
Honey, share more jokes, pretty please.
More jokes? What kind? Let me think.
Oh, come on.
Alright, why do all men who catch a glimpse of Medusa end up stoned?
Because of my mystic eyes? I don't know. Why?
Hey, at least try to take a guess.
Yes, it must be due to her mystic eyes.
No, because Medusa back in the day smoked a lot of weed. Anyone who entered her lair got stoned. Those men coming to her lair were probably just protesting that her smoke infiltrated their town.
Medusa tries to stifle her laughter, but eventually, she succumbs, and the entire group joins in the merriment. They finished their meal, and Artoria and Mordred assisted with the dishes, while Ghana and Medusa tidied up the living room. Since Artoria would be sleeping in the bedroom, Ghana found himself back on the familiar green couch.
Hello, my old friend, green couch.
I'll sleep with you here, dear.
No, don't. You can sleep in the bedroom.
Dear, let them.
Ghana understood Medusa's intention. After a while, he drifted into a peaceful slumber. In the silent hours of the night, Medusa invited Artoria and Mordred for a midnight tea on the porch.
That's Bazzet's car, but she's nowhere to be seen. You're right.
Artoria took a sip of the tea, her eyes widening in surprise at the delightful flavor.
This tea is exquisite, Medusa. You have a true talent. Thank you, Artoria. It's oolong tea blended with hojicha, sweetened with forest honey.
Artoria took another sip and placed the empty teacup aside.
Let me ask you, Mordred, what kind of life do you aspire to have? Me? A happy life, of course. Both of you marrying the same man, sharing him? Well, it's quite complicated, father. All I can say is that it's fated. Mordred, why do you love him? It's a bit embarrassing, but it's the same as you, father. I don't have the exact memories of being with Ghana, just the feeling. I inherited the previous Mordred's emotions towards Ghana. I don't fully understand love, but I want him, I need him. Those emotions transform into lust. Yes, we had sex, and it was a mistake. The same as me? But how did it end up being a mistake? If you both like each other and desire each other, expressing it through sex is natural. Why is it wrong? Lust and love walk a fine line, father. One can easily mistake lust for love, and vice versa. It took time for me to realize that once I cast away lust, what remained was love. Lust? Love? Lust is addicting and demanding, father. Love, on the other hand, is comforting. Love is about sacrifice, selflessness, and devotion, perhaps even more. You know me, I've never experienced love, never understood its essence or how to live fully. But in his company, I discovered the meaning of love. It became a place I could call home, making this life truly worthwhile. Are you certain you are Mordred? Ha ha ha. Perhaps these lovey-dovey things are facets of myself I never knew existed. When I was with him, I unraveled many sides of my being, and for that, I am grateful. Love will find you when you least expect it, won't it? And what about you, Medusa? Why do you love him?
Medusa placed her teacup aside and reclined against the walls.
I bear the weight of grave sins towards him, actions I can never forgive myself for. Grave sins? The reason Ghana stands as the last scholar of Alexandria is because of me. I am the one who murdered all of his ancestors. Why would you do such a thing?
Medusa clenched her teeth, a visible expression of disdain for those haunting memories.
I was summoned in the middle of nowhere. Without reason, the scholar found me and took me in. They sheltered me and treated me as one of their own. They taught me, cared for me, and even went to great lengths to find mana stones for my sustenance. They were fully aware that I was Medusa, one of the heroic spirits. Then why did you turn against them?
Medusa gritted her teeth, haunted by the agonizing memories.
It was that cursed Holy Grail. During the attack on the Library of Alexandria by those Avenger-class servants, I was evacuated along with all the scholars. The Holy Grail took control of my body. I slaughtered them all, their pleas, their screams, their cries, I killed every single one of them.
Medusa took a deep breath, and with unwavering resolve, she continued to unveil the chapters of her story.
Ghana knew me and despised me initially. He swore to inflict a lifetime of misery upon me, to ensure my suffering would be endless. And yet, he chose to marry you? Because he forgave me. For all the sins I'd committed against him, he forgave me. I am Medusa, once the most devout priestess of Athena. I became a monster for sins I never committed, mistakes I never made. The goddess I served cursed me instead of defending me. Branded me as a monster, every man sought to slay me. I prayed that no human would step onto my isle. Yet, I was slain like the very monster they perceived me to be. I'm sorry to hear that, Medusa. Tough life, huh? Cursed for sins I never committed, slain as the monster they made me out to be. But look at him, look at Ghana, Artoria. Ghana forgave me, forgave the sins I knowingly committed, offering me a life free from the burden of guilt. He didn't expect me to be with him as I am today. Tell me, what reason could there be, just one good reason for me not to love him and devote myself entirely? I see. Both of you are fortunate to have him as your husband. He must have fulfilled his dream, hasn't he?
Mordred and Medusa looked down, their expressions hinting at a denial of Artoria's assumption.
Did I say something wrong? Not really, father. Ghana's dream was to return to his original singularity and live with his Mordred. But he sacrificed it all. His scroll to override rules. He used it on me. That is why I am a bit angry when you push him for an answer. I am sorry, Mordred.
Mordred sensed a trace of distress in Artoria and decided to divert her attention.
Come now, look where we are. Let's not tarnish this moment. By the way, I've met that other Mordred. She's just as tall as me.
As they sipped tea, Artoria contemplated her very existence. Unable to deny her growing admiration, perhaps even affection, for Ghana. The memory of his sacrifice for her future lingered. Artoria and Mordred entered the bedroom, while Medusa rested on the couch with Ghana. Mordred was already asleep, and as Artoria gazed at her, she couldn't help but express her feelings.
Mordred, I can't help but feel a bit of envy. You now possess the kingdom for which I fought so fiercely in the past. I strived to obtain it, but I never had it. Yet, here you are, holding what I longed for. Father.
Though Mordred was asleep, she mumbled in her slumber.
I wish you were here, father.
Artoria responded with a gentle smile before closing her eyes.